It's annoying, but it's a bot, and it cannot go on any longer. Hang it up, flat screen. I would have dragged you regardless. Hello, you guys. We are here today for my March wrap up. This is the time on my channel where I discuss with you guys all the things that I watched, read, and consumed in March. So I read some books in March, I watched some movies in March, and I watched some TV in March, and we are just going to go ahead and get right into those things. So the first place I like to start off is, if you haven't noticed yet, at the end of every single month I post a reading vlog where I choose 5 books, follow a theme, and I read 5 books which follow that theme. Well, these are the 5 books that I read in that video. So I am going to go through very quickly and tell you guys my thoughts on the book. And yeah, but if you want in-depth thoughts, step by step how I feel, go over and watch that video. It's the last video that I posted in March. So the first book that I read was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. This book follows a person who makes a deal with the devil, and their deal with the devil is that they want to live life fully, basically. They want to live life fully, live life to, not just be stuck in the same world that they are in. So when they cut a deal with the devil, they can basically live forever, but no one remembers them. So they are not bound to anything because no one remembers them. So they can be as free as they want to be. And so basically you go throughout the story and you see what happens when you make the deal with the dark spirit. I enjoyed this book. I did find it a little long. I did find it a little wordy, but I did not find it nearly as bad as a lot of people were making this book out to be. There are people who love this book. This book is sitting at like a 4.2 on Goodreads, which is really around the highest you'll really see a book. So people like the book, but there's a lot of people who have strong opinions when it comes to disliking this book, and I think those people are carrying it. This book is nowhere near as bad as the people who dislike it try to make it out to be. They're trying to be catchy. This is not even my genre. I do not like books like this. I do not want to read another book like this, but I can even say that it just ain't that bad. It just really is not as bad as they're trying to make it out to be. It's simply not. Okay, the next book that I read that month is by Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Once again, stepping out of my comfort zone. I picked up a science fiction book and I enjoyed it through and through. This book is about a man who sets out on a mission to save Earth, except he does not remember what made him set out on this mission. He wakes up, he is in a spacecraft in the middle of space, and everyone around him is dead and he has no memories. And slowly but surely his memories are coming back, and he's still trying to save Earth on a suicide mission. So yeah, you go through, things happen. I don't want to spoil it because if I say one thing, then it just spoils the book. And I don't know if you want to be spoiled, but I enjoy this book through and through. In enjoyment, I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. But I just really respect what Andy Weir was able to do with this book, so I bumped it up a star. In respect, I bumped it up a star. So I give it 5 out of 5. I think this book is damn near perfect. I like Project Hail Mary, believe it or not. People think I'm just this contrarian, this person who likes to dislike things that other people like. I'm actually the complete opposite. I am the person who falls for the gimmicks. I fall for the gimmicks. I fall for the stunts. Like, I am the reason why things are formulaic. I like the formula. I like books to have happy endings. I like people to fall in love. I like the beats. The beats are the beats for people like me. So I am not actually the type of person who dislikes things that are popular. I'm saying that before we go into my next 3 books that I'm about to drag. Anyways, the next book that I read was My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Mossfegh. I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars, 2 out of 5 stars, or 1 out of 5. I think I gave this book 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 is being nasty, so I'm going to change it to 2 out of 5 because I don't want to be nasty. Anyways, I have nothing against Ottessa, so much to the fact when I do my book haul that I have coming up, you're going to see that I bought another Otessa Mosfet book. But this book just did not work for me. This book follows a woman who basically decides that she wants to sleep her life away. She does not like being awake. So she goes to this little like quirky little psychiatrist who is able to get to prescribe to her all types of drugs, and it allows for her to sleep her life away instead of like dealing with her life. She has a friend in this book. She has kind of a situationship in this book, and basically things don't really happen. Like, it's just, I don't know. This book to me was just stupid. It was stupid. It made a mockery of grief. No, I did not like it. I did not like it. I didn't find our main character sympathetic or empathetic. She's just a privileged white girl who, like, you know, things that happen in everyone's life has happened to her. I didn't find her situation any more, what's the word? Toxic, any worse than what like anyone else is going to go through in life. Like her parents are dead. Okay, let me start there. Her parents are dead, but everybody's parents are going to die. And then she wasn't even that close to her parents. It's just, I didn't find it all that interesting. More so, I didn't find it all that interesting because I believe that other books have tackled this exact same thing, like, better. So a privileged person going through life, flailing, The Bell Jar, Catcher in the Rye. Like, I just feel like when you put this book up against those two books, they don't compare. They simply don't. So it's not that I'm above white people problems. I love The Catcher in the Rye. It's one of my problematic faves. And I like The Bell Jar. I think The Bell Jar is beautifully written. I don't think that book is beautifully written. I don't think it's that interesting. I just don't. So you know what? I'm going back to my 1 star. 1 star. The next book that got 2 stars is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I think this is a very solid debut novel. For this to be someone's first novel, I think it is very solid. I love that this is getting a lot of people into adult romance. This book just did not work for me. So this book follows a girl who is in a PhD program at Stanford, and all of a sudden she gets into a fake dating relationship with one of the teachers, one of the professors at Stanford in her PhD program. So they are going on this fake dating adventure. Number 1, I hate fake dating. Number 2, I hate the I'm the special girl, I'm different than other girls. It had that. It was just a little too quirky for me. The romance didn't hit for me. The little hijinks didn't hit for me. I found it very like infantilizing. No. Altogether, no. I did not enjoy this book. I have not thought about this book since I have read this book. When I do my unhaul, someone is going to be so happy that they are able to pick up this book from a Goodwill, because that's where it's going to be going. I am happy that other people are happy with this book. It don't fill the void I need romance novels to fill. And the last book that I read for that video was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I give this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the thing is, I find it perfectly good, but people hype this book up. People hype this book up like this book is just going to change your life. And it did not change my life. I did not dislike it in the least bit, but it's a book that I read. It's a book that I read. So this book is following a journalist who has been contacted to basically do an interview with this rich and famous woman, Evelyn Hugo. And basically she learns about Evelyn Hugo's life through this interview. And then she learns things about her own life through this interview. And yeah, I didn't find Evelyn Hugo's life so enthralling for me to just be like, wow, I have to keep reading. And then the storyline about the journalist just was so flat to me. Like, it just was not all, it wasn't interesting at all to me. Evelyn Hugo is what was keeping me there. And I didn't find that to be absolutely amazing. Like, people act like this book was gonna blow my mind, and it just didn't. And the hype was so fucking high, and it just didn't. I'm not one of those people who are waiting at bated breath for the Netflix movie. I'm not. Like, this is 3.5. It's 3.5. The plot twist I saw from a mile away. You can go watch my vlog and see that. Like, So those are the books that I read for that video. Go watch the vlog if you want more in-depth thoughts. So then I read 3 books that had nothing to do with that. So all in all, I read 8 books last month. Anyway, the first book I read was Not Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. This is my first Megan Miranda book. If you do not know, Megan Miranda writes mystery, thriller, whatever you want to put them in. That is what she writes. So this book follows a girl who basically lives in this suburban neighborhood, and all of a sudden her roommate comes back from prison because her roommate was convicted of murdering one of their other neighbors, but they find out that some sketchy things happened during the trial. So basically it's a mistrial and she is free to go, you know? And so she decides she's gonna move back in with our main character, even though everyone thinks she is a murderer. So the girl who was in jail comes back and is like, I'm going to clear my name. Y'all are fucking liars, because keep in mind, everyone in the neighborhood was involved in her going to jail. Everyone said that she did it. Even the girl who did who she lives with, even the roommate testified basically against her. She didn't think she was doing it, but she did. And so basically the girl comes back and is like, I'm gonna prove all of y'all liars. So she moves back into town. She causes all sorts of mess and drama and all of that. Overall, I'm gonna give this book a 3 stars. This book kind of has a Deus Ex Machina in it, where it kind of rewrites its own narrative and make everything else in the beginning of the book kind of useless, because you're like, so this happened, so everything else kind of don't matter, because I don't want to spoil it, but kind of spoilers. It makes everything from the beginning is resting on a false premise, because we find out what has really happened. And so I hate that. I hate when things have happened because everyone believes one thing, and the thing that everyone believes ends up just not being true. And I don't mind that if the thing that replaces what everyone thought is even juicier, but it's not. When it's just like, oh, so no one did anything, you know? So I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. It did take me quite a while to get through. I read this on Kindle. It took me a while to get through, but it was fine. Anyways, the next book that I read was by Taylor Jenkins Reid, who is also the author of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and it is Malibu Rising. And I gave Malibu Rising 4 out of 5 stars, which means, yes, I enjoyed this book more than I enjoyed this book. I might be on the wrong side of history with that, but I enjoy Malibu Rising, because if you know one thing about me, I love family drama. Give me family drama. And this book showed me that I can also enjoy white family drama. I love family drama. So this book exists in the same world as The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because we are following the family of Mick Riva. So if you remember this book, if you remember when Evelyn Hugo got married in Vegas to a popular musician, this is his family. So Mick Riva. Anyways, I believe someone told me he's also in the Daisy Jones book. So there's that. So basically, what do I even say what Malibu Rising about? This is about a family who lives out in Malibu, and all the dysfunction of their family that all comes to a crescendo one night in Malibu. You have how many generations? 1, 2, 3. You have 3 generations of people. 3 generations? You have 3 generations, right? Yeah, you have 3 generations. Do you have 3 generations, or do you only have 2? I don't remember how many generations, but you're following a lot of people. You're following Mike Riva. You're following his, the wife, June. You're following, I think you get something on their parents too, or do you not? Or do you not? I don't know. I don't remember. But you're following a family and all their dysfunction. I enjoyed this. So the way everyone expected me to enjoy the story of Evelyn Hugo and just hearing about her life, I enjoyed hearing about their life and the things that have happened in their family, because that gets me. I don't know. I just love hearing about family drama. It's my favorite thing. So this book was a 4 out of 5 stars for me. I really did enjoy it. That's a surpriser for me. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. The last book that I read was No Exit Exit by Taylor Adams. This book has been republished so many times in different covers. So like, I don't know what No Exit you got. I got the mass market paperback of No Exit. It's going through the ringer, child. Dog-eared and all. I'm giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. The reason why it's initially gonna drop a star, this book has an N-word drop, and I mean a hard ER N-word drop, and I have a problem with white authors using the N-word for no apparent reason, like because they just want to put it in there. They just want to put it in there because you can show someone's racist without me as a black person having to read the N-word. I know that's a stupid thing to be upset about, but I don't believe it is. I don't want to read books where white people who write books are using the N-word just to add a little extra spice. Like, no. So it was already losing a star for me. One of the characters tells a joke and they put the N-word in the joke, and I'm like, was this necessary? Do I have to be traumatized for you to just get off this stupid joke? It was just a stupid add-in. So yeah, starting there, you already lost a star. But anyway, this book follows a girl. If you haven't read, there's a Hulu movie out. That's what made me push this up on my TBR, because I was like, I want to watch the Hulu movie, but I want to read the book first, because once I watch a movie, thing about me, once I watch a movie, I rarely want to go back and read the book. For example, I think Fight Club, the movie, is 30 times better than Fight Club, the book, and it's probably because I've seen Fight Club, the movie, 5 times before I ever read the book. Anyway, so I wanted to read the book, then watch the movie. Anyway, this is about a girl who is going to visit her mother who is dying from cancer, but she goes to the University of Boulder, but the snow is too high, so she has to stop at a rest area. When she is at a rest area, she finds a little girl who is trapped in the back of a car, and she is trying to figure out what is going on, who trapped this little girl. So basically, you follow them throughout the night, trying to figure out who got secrets, what's going on. This book is thrilling, it's mysterious, it has the perfect amount of plot twists, it has the perfect amount of twists and turns. Now, a few of them I did see coming. The thing is, when a book is trying to give you plot twists and turns, you start to predict that there's going to be a plot twist and turn. So when it got to the end, I started to predict all the plot twists and turns, because I'm just like, there gotta be a plot twist and turn, but I still enjoyed it. It kept me turning my page, and so I'm giving No Exit 4 out of 5 stars. I really thought this was really good. More people need to write thrillers that are just, something to read, something for the girls, something for the summer. Let's go through the things that I watch. So I started a Ryan Gosling marathon. I started a Ryan Gosling marathon, and I only got through 3 movies, because even though I'm unemployed as hell, I ain't that unemployed. I only got through 3 movies in March. I watched The Nice Guys, Crazy Stupid Love, and Blade Runner 2049. Crazy Stupid Love is the best out of the Crazy Stupid Love holds up so fucking well. Why is that movie so good? 5 out of 5 star. Crazy Stupid Love is still a bit excellent, still a bit iconic. Then you have The Nice Guys. The Nice Guys at this point is a cult classic. We're gonna ignore the other guy and focus on Ryan Gosling. Ignore the other guy in the movie, and we're going to focus on The Nice Guy. I will not be saying that man's name on here. We will not. The movie is just good. The Nice Guys is so good. It is so good. If the other man wasn't so nasty, I would want a sequel, but because the other man is nasty, we just gonna keep with the nice. It's such a good movie. So The Nice Guys is like a buddy cop movie where they're trying to solve this like old Hollywood murder. It has this old Hollywood It's so good. If you have not seen The Nice Guys, if you can ignore the nasty of the nasty man and take Ryan Gosling. Like, I love when Ryan Gosling is in his comedy bag, because he has such good comedic timing. He has such good if Ryan Gosling didn't want to be a freaking like recluse and like not want to give us movies all the time, he's so good at comedy. Anyway, and then I watched Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner 2049 got a bad rep because you always got the old heads, the first Blade Runner, whatever. Blade Runner 2049, yes, it did not do well in the box office because the world was not ready, but something can have impact without doing well. Blade Runner 2049 had a huge impact on science fiction movies from here on. That people are still following the Blade Runner print, like period, like the cinematography, like Blade Runner 2049, it may not have won in the box office, but it won in the streets. It won in the streets, okay? It's really good. It's just a really good movie. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's more interesting than fucking Dune. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, Dune Dune did what the Blade Runner wanted to do, but I'm sorry, I think Blade Runner 2049 is a better movie. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I also, okay, so is that the, oh, I watched Fresh with Sebastian Stan. Fresh is about this dude who likes to eat people. Is that a spoiler? Basically, it's on Hulu, and I adored everyone in the movie. Fresh, I'm gonna give, I give Blade Runner a 4 out of 5 stars, by the way. And I give The Nice Guys a 5 out of 5 star. I'm giving Fresh a 4 out of 5 star. It's just, someone tweeted this, and I agree with it. The movie didn't want to take it further. Like, it didn't want to go where it should have went. It should have really pushed the envelope. But, people getting their feelings, and you can't really do that. But so it should have really pushed the envelope. But it's about this girl who goes on a date with a man, and come to find out he likes to eat people. Anyways, the next thing that I watched was Deep Water with Ben Affleck. And you can't, like, the problem with, so Sam Levinson was obviously in the writer's room. And obviously in the writer's room, like, cause it's mess. The problem with Deep Water is, I was expecting to really hate it. Or it surprised me and me really like it. And I am just so like, I'm just so like about it, and that's the worst you can be. At least I could be, you probably don't even know I watched this because I didn't even tweet about watching it, because it was just so like, it wasn't even offensively bad to me. It was just bad. Like, if you're gonna be bad, like really be bad, but it really wasn't even that. It was just like, yeah, I forgot I watched it. I literally had to remember that I watched it to put it in this video. The next thing that I watched is some TV shows. I watched Hack. Hack is a HBO Max show with Jean Smart. It is so fucking good. So basically, Jean Smart is this comedian who basically is low-key washed up. She's doing a Vegas residency that, like, is towards its last days because it just ain't good no more. Her level of comedy is out. It's so good. So basically, they hire this 25-year-old girl who basically got canceled because she said an offensive joke on Twitter to come help this girl, to come help out Jean Smart in her comedy act, because they both need help. You need a job. She need new jokes. So how about you come in and help her write some jokes? So they go off to Vegas. If you guys do not know anything set in Las Vegas, I am a Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas. I love Las Vegas. I love when books are set in Las Vegas. I love when TV shows are set in. So it already had my heart. But it's just so good. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was a 2 days well spent. I enjoyed watching. There's a reason why Jean Smart is cleaning up in award season, because she is brilliant in Hacks. She's brilliant in Hacks. Like, oh my gosh, you will always be famous, Jean Smart. What else? I watched American Vandal. American Vandal is over on Netflix. I cannot believe that Netflix canceled this show. It was just, Netflix does not deserve good things. Netflix does not deserve good things because they don't know what to do. So American Vandal is a mockumentary where basically they go into high schools and try to figure out like a crime that has been committed, a vandalism, a prank that has been committed that has caused other people distress. It's so funny. It's so good. If you have not seen it, you should watch it. And that is it. That is it. That's all I have to tell you about. That is all. I am proud of myself. I told you guys in my last video I was not reading a bunch of books. To go from reading like 17 books last month to only reading 8, I'm the only person who is proud that they have read less books. I am so proud of myself for reading less books. You get to, when you read less books and not a bunch of books because you feel like you have to, you get to like take everything in. You get to like really know what you like about taking 2 weeks to read Project Hail Mary. I really got to see what I liked about Project Hail Mary. Taking a week to read My Year in Rest and Relaxation, I really got to see what I hated about it, you know? You really get to sit with your thoughts, you know? So yeah, that is the end of this video. Follow me on Goodreads if you want to keep up with what I am what I'm watching, what I'm reading, what I'm reading, not what I'm watching. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you want to see more of me, hit me up on Patreon, which is as told by Kenya. I put up a What Annoyed Kenya, and it's basically cursing y'all out about how y'all coming at Jada Pinkett, and I'm not gonna allow it. Anyways, I love you guys. See you in the next one.